The college football experience, Navy Midshipmen 2025 season preview on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, the bank account that is built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN and get a free Refs Are Terrorists t-shirt. Yes, claim your free shirt from our merch store there. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Randy Cross. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience, Navy Midshipmen 2025 season preview. You sank my battleship. Let's go. YouTube.com/the college experience. Hop on over there, because we're breaking down all 136 teams, and we're already what? I feel like we're 15 into this thing as we're talking midshipman football. An exciting team to talk about, considering they had a breakthrough season last year and took down the almighty SEC in a bowl game, the Oklahoma Sooners, Arklahoma as some call them now. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
He's the kind of guy that would drink a gallon of gasoline so he could piss in your campfire. You could drop this guy off at the Arctic Circle wearing a pair of bikini underwear without his toothbrush, and tomorrow afternoon he's going to show up at your poolside with $1 million smile and a fistful of pesos.
Oh yeah, excited to talk midshipman football. Any service academy to me, I love college football, and a big part of the reasoning I love college football is not only do you have these other, small towns, big towns, colleges from all over. You got the academies. You got Army, Navy, Air Force, Citadel, VMI. I love all that shit. Let's go. I'm going to be honest. I think Army and Navy are the epitome of what makes college football awesome. Wait, Navy fans, don't get mad that I threw Army in there. It's just, I love you guys. All right. I am joined by my co-host. You've heard him on the college basketball experience, so make sure you check that out. That season never stops over there. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Monette Line. Mac, how are you, bro?
Doing good, man. Yes, always like talking to midshipmen. I am an Army guy, so don't kill me too much, Navy fans, but I always root for the Navy, especially when they play the P5s. It's great them beating Oklahoma. Let's talk some midshipmen.
Mac tonight! Come on, make it Mac tonight!
Yeah, I mean, right now you have you let that information go right at the start on this, and now I feel like every Navy fan is
turning it off.
Pretty much saying, well, let's just say they're probably saying this.
The fuck is that?
Why do we want to listen to this episode? Now you want to listen because, you're an exciting team in college football, and breakthrough season for Brian Newberry. And it has me optimistic on the future, and I like seeing Navy a great bowl win against Oklahoma, sticking it to those bums. All right, let's go. All right. Yeah, I mean, look, I am a Ken Niumatalolo guy. He's been on this very show. So was I a little salty with the way things ended? Sure. Sure I was. But Brian Newberry, one of the things I think, and let's just jump into the slides, youtube.com/the college experience. Jump on over there. Coach Newberry, I was a little salty, but 5-7 year one, and then breakthrough season 10-3 and 24. One of the things I love that he did, I host the FCS College Football Experience, subscribe to that, is he hired Drew Cronic to run the offense there coming over. He was a sitting head coach at Mercer, brought him in to be the OC at Navy. So I kind of loved that hire, but I didn't think they would win 10 games and beat Oklahoma in a bowl game. So kudos to Brian Newberry. Where you at with Coach?
Yeah, you stole it right there. Magical year, doubling the win total, 5 wins year one. Took a little bumpy, but a nice jump here in year number 2. It really was captivated beating Army in the Army-Navy game and then beating Oklahoma the way they did. Just a really, really good year for Navy. And then we head into year 3. What will that in store? It will be more like year 2 or year 1.
Yeah, and look, I was all over them to beat Army. It was a bad spot for Army. They just won the AAC championship against Tulane up there at Mikey Stadium. So great spot there. But the Oklahoma one, cherry on top. Let's go. Gonna dive into that. I'm gonna dive into what you just said. Which one will it be in a second here? But I want to let you know you are listening to the College Football Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Get all your free picks and podcasts for the Stanley Cup, College Baseball World Series, NBA Finals, CFL just kicked off their season, and the UFL Championship. All of the SGPN app. Get it wherever you get your apps. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride. Jumping back into that conversation you just said there with Brian Newberry, I kind of buying into the latter, not the 23 season. With Drew Cronic still there, I think he's a very good coach. Look, they were 39th last year in scoring offense, 132nd in passing offense. But remember, they run the triple. 6th in the nation in rushing and 83rd overall. Now, I'd like to get the 83rd number up and maybe even better than 6th rushing. But, considering he walks in there, I think, they're only going to get better with more continuity.
Yeah, they got a lot coming back. And like you said, they got better and better throughout the season. I know you love seeing that discrepancy. 6 in rushing offense, 136.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's
David Harvey,
beautiful.
always 2 staples, baby.
Air Force 2. Yeah, all the service academies, and I guess Georgia Tech with Paul Johnson. But don't forget, we got the Rice Owls running it this year. The offense you alluded to brings back a fucking ton, man. Blake Horvath, their star quarterback, back. Eli Heidenreich back. Heidenreich back. Brandon Chatman back. Alex Tecza. Nathan Kent at the wide receiver spot. Cody Howard at the tight end spot. 2 of 5 on the O-line, which is a little concerning there. Ben Purvis and Cam Nichols back. But damn, one thing I love about a triple option offense is timing. And if you're telling me, I know the O-line's got to grow up a little bit with some new holes, but it's nice to have your entire backfield back. I think that's something that really, and they don't use the portal, so saves me some slide work. I'm kind of bullish on the fact that you bring back the entire backfield. I do think that matters in a triple option offense. Obviously, you want the O-line's got to make sure they fix some stuff, but they grow up in front of us. But kind of bullish on teams. If you told me any option teams bringing back their entire backfield, I'm kind of buying in. All 3 running backs. I know they use the slot back position, and your quarterback. I'm buying some stock in this offense. I think it's going to be improved.
You look at their stats: 3,000 yards on the ground, and you basically bring back all that production. And I don't want to say that it's plug and play with their offensive line, but to a certain degree, those guys, the Army and Navy, they always find a way to just plug these guys in, and they go through their system. They redshirt them. and they wait their turn and they don't transfer because of their commitment after school. So I think Navy will be able to plug these guys in on the offensive line, and these guys that are touching the football every play, especially at the quarterback position, where he's kind of got to be a point guard as well, with whether he keeps it, pitches it, runs it. I mean, I think it's invaluable having all these guys back.
I do too. When I was doing the homework on this, I was like, okay, I'm buying in. So a lot of production, man. When you count all together, you're like, so Horvath had 17 TDs. Heidenreich had 9. Tecza, or I don't even know how you pronounce that, but Tecza, Chatman had 7. A lot of touchdowns there, and to me, they're only going to get better. I mean, the O-line, see at the academies, I feel like, yeah, it hurts when you lose O-line, but they're always like upperclassmen, I feel like. So the next batch will come in. I don't think you'd be starting them any freshmen or underclassmen. It's a little bit different at the academies. So I'm going to say this offense is going to improve greatly. I think they are going to improve greatly. Defensively, PJ Volker doing a solid job for them. They were 35th in scoring defense, and 51st in pass defense, 78th in rush defense, 65th overall. Middle of the pack. You'd like to improve that, obviously, but still pretty solid numbers when you think about everything. Mac, what do you make of these defensive numbers?
Yeah, like you said, middle of the pack. They were more of an opportunistic defense, I felt like, last year. Outside of the Notre Dame game, where they kept fucking just giving them the ball. But for the most part, I thought that it was a pretty solid unit. So they also bring back a lot of production on the defense. So it's this is kind of a rare team. This is a throwback episode here with a lot of production coming back, a lot of what we can imagine what they'll be, and we'll see if you don't have to worry about the NIL as much as Army and Navy, because and you see it with the other teams. It kind of, I don't know if it brainwashes them, but they're not as motivated once they get that paycheck for the first time. They don't have that same chip. At the Army and Navy, you always have that chip.
I was actually thinking about that. Now, I don't know. Let me see if I can quickly, like, I don't know that he would ever want to do this, but I just want to quickly. I'm sure he has kids or something, but Roger Staubach, he's 83 years old, man. He great quarterback from Navy. I believe he's like close to being a billionaire because he bought a bunch of real estate, I believe, in Texas. What, speaking of NIL, you can't get old Roger on the phone? I guess it's a tough sell. I remember when Riddick Bowe joined the Marines for like a day. He was like a heavyweight champ, joined the Marines for like 48 hours. Like, you know what? Fuck this. This is a little harder than my prep to get ready for a fight. But the defense, oh, did I miss that slide? Let me see if I can pull that thing up. Let me see if I can quickly pull that up. But they now the scary thing here is on the defensive side of the ball, they only return 1 defensive lineman. So that is a little tricky right there. Now I will say this. Having them only bring back 1 defensive lineman, it's a nose guard, Landon Robinson, who actually is kind of on the radar for some NFL teams. So he might get drafted next year. 2 linebackers are back. Luke Paris and Jackson Campbell, and cornerback Andrew Duhart back. So little empty on the defensive side of the ball. I am a little concerned about if the defense will actually improve from a numeric standpoint there. I kind of think it'll be more of the same. What do you make?
Yeah,
of the
but
defense
I
overall?
think the guys, like you said, Robinson, Paris, and Campbell were key contributors to the defense last year. So I think they got some pivotal guys back. They did lose a couple guys that were vets. But yeah, I think the defense will be more of the same. Maybe a slight step back. Not as good as the offense, that's for sure.
Well, I think you can make a case though.
They don't have to play defense as much.
That this year. Ooh, what did I do here? How do I exit this thing? I'm sorry, I'm new to this. Let me see. Remove. There we go. Yes, but yeah, no, I the schedule I think was harder last year than this year's, so that might help them from a number standpoint. Let's talk state of the program, but before we talk state of the program, I want to let you folks know that the Navy Midshipmen 2025 season preview is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, Edge Boost, the first ever bank account that is built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. There's no usage fees, no minimums. They're not even going to do a credit check on you. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN. And remember, this is the last week to sign up. Get a free Refs Are Terrors t-shirt. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs to claim your free shirt today. We're also brought to you by Circa and the Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway. Yes, Circa Casino, downtown Las Vegas. Best place in Vegas and the biggest sports book in the world. They're giving away an Ultimate Fantasy Football experience like no other for an entire 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their entire stay. You'll get a limo ride from the airport. They're going to pick you up in a limo. You're going to automatically, scattered ass going to be following you around. A $5,000 food and beverage tab at Stadium Swim. 2 other free tabs at other bars. And a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. I mean, what a deal. What a great thing they're doing. Also, if you just want to go to Circa anytime, you should use our promo code SGP15 to get 15% off any of the Circa properties at all times. But yes, to the contest for your fantasy football. Enter today. The Ultimate Fantasy Football Contest. It's for free. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's CIRCA. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. All right. So the state of the program, Mac. I mean, this is a legendary program. Obviously, I talked about Roger Staubach, but also Bill Belichick's dad was a long-time defensive coach for Navy. He was actually coached with Nick Saban was a defensive coach at Navy. Lee Corso was a coach at Navy, and obviously my boy Paul Johnson. So I mean, yes. Rich in tradition. Navy Memorial Stadium, 66 years old. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I love this stadium. I love Annapolis. You should all go if you haven't got the chance. However, I'll explain why I didn't give it a 10. Because honestly, it probably deserves a 10. This is a fucking fire stadium. First off, another checkered end zone. As you can see, they're painting this shit while the photo's done. This is a great stadium, man. It looks beautiful. Look at the outside once again. Yeah, Annapolis. And then like you added, I know we talked about this on the like the Ohio preview or the Kansas State one, to make it look all regal like that. It's like that's their thing to protect. It's fucking perfect. I think that's beautiful right there. And then, going back into it, the stadium, fantastic. And then you look at the detail. Come on, man. This is football right here. I think it's a great stadium. Love that. Look at and I'm gonna show like even the outside of the stadium's fire. You got a little like a bunch of trees and shit back there, but if you look at the bottom left hand corner, they got like a F-14 or some shit like that right there. You're gonna see it because it's awesome, right? Their fans are awesome, by the way. Obviously, the Naval Academy. But this is their old stadium. This is why I couldn't give it a 10, because their old stadium they got rid of was right on the fucking water. And you had Navy ships in the background. I'm like, that might be the coolest thing I've ever seen. Honestly, I love the new stadium, and the new stadium was built in the 50s. But this is fire. I almost wish that this is, it's like the college basketball game where they play on like an aircraft carrier. Look at that. Look at that. That's fucking awesome. YouTube.com/the college experience. They basically played on the waterfront. But no, this stadium, look at it. They got the statue of the classic, goat there. And then there you go. Right there. That's what I'm talking about. So, I mean, that is their current stadium. That you can see all of this right at their current stadium. It is an awesome stadium, if I may say so. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's an awesome. It's a really good stadium. It's just when you find out that the other stadium was right on the water, it gets me a little sad. Gets me a little sad that they didn't fix that up. But what do you give that thing 1 to 10, man?
I like a 10, man. I've been to it, so I'm a little biased. Annapolis not too far from where we both grew up, and it's just a beautiful stadium. Seats, I think 35, so nice, like perfect number there for Navy, and they show up, man, and it's just got a lot of history with it. So, college football fans, put the Navy Memorial Stadium on.
Oh yeah, dude. They played the Army Navy game at FedEx last year.
Garbage.
I mean, you have Mikey Stadium, Armies, which is incredible.
That was the best part of the COVID year is they played at Mikey.
Yes, COVID year, and I think World War II, the 2 times they've actually played it on campus. These 2 stadiums are fire. If you're in the DC area, go to this. It's better than any of that. Better than that new Redskins stadium. They're going to build that bullshit. This is a stadium to go to and check out. I mean, look at that. The fans do great. The fucking you got just I like the lawn seating, but I wish they would have called Pick Dundee, even though I didn't exist back in '57 when they were thinking about scrapping the old stadium. But why don't we just build into it here? I mean, the wind would be a nightmare, but I mean, who cares? So that does have to do with state of the program. State of the program, I would like to see a second year of Newberry killing it, like you alluded to earlier. So I could only give it a 7 of 10, but it was very encouraging that you had a double-digit win season and beat an SEC team in a bowl game. So I will give it a 7 of 10. How about you?
Yeah, it's smaller sample size, but the Oklahoma and Army wins were big because that's the other thing. I mean, Army was 11-1 when they beat them. That was 12-1 because they beat Tulane. So that was a hell of a win, and then go beat Oklahoma. But 7. One more year, and then this thing will be 8 or 9.
I agree. Shout out to Robert Martin. Got the college football experience sweater today. Thanks, SGP. There we go. Hey, look, don't forget, you want to get a shirt, a Pick Dundee t-shirt, Eat Shit Pit t-shirt, a college football experience t-shirt. They're all available in the SGPN store, the app. So do that. But I'm with you. I think the program's on the rise, but still 7 of 10 next year. We'll see. Big year. Before we jump into, actually, let's just go into the schedule a little bit here because week 1, I love this. All right. I fucking love this. Danny Rocco, my boy, former Delaware head coach and Richmond Spider head coach. He's the head coach of VMI. I think this game could be a little trickier than we think. Now, I'm still taking Navy, but love this game on the schedule. VMI's never beaten the Midshipmen. I think it's been close in some outings, but this goes back to the 1800s. VMI, Navy, what are you doing?
Navy. Too much experience for the old Keydets.
Yeah, so 1-0 for the Midshipmen. Then Trent Dilfer. Oh, God.
What the fuck is
that? Trent Dilfer. Where are we at here with his quote again? I don't know. It's somewhere on this thing.
Modern day game does not impress me.
Well, the modern day triple option has fucked up UAB. I mean, we've hit on this a bunch of times this offseason.
41.
Like if you combine the 3 times UAB Trent Dilfer's faced an option team, he has gotten obliterated. And those were in Penetrope Stadium in Birmingham. So Navy's going to drop 50. I think they're going to drop 50 on them. 2-0.
Got a nice 52-20 just beat down.
Yeah. What's crazy is the VMI game is more dangerous than the UAB game, in my opinion. You saw Danny Rocco. Danny Rocco's a good football coach too. So it's like, I could see that being a game. You got a month to prep for the triple option. But I got 2-0. Midshipmen going places. Week 3, they head to Tulsa. In a series that goes back to 2004. Legendary H.A. Chatman Stadium. Man, look, so Tulsa went out and hired Trey Lamb. I kind of like the hire, but you're getting him in the 3rd week of the season. I think Navy will take him down.
3-0 for the Midshipmen. Ready for that triple option. Good luck. Give me Navy.
Then you got bye week. Shout out, there's Roger Staubach right there. So we both got them 3-0 at the bye week. And before we get to the next game, I do want to let you know that the college football experience midshipman style is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog's going long for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus. Hop in game one, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. So sign up, and when you do, sign up with our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Yes, Rhythm just dropped a game-changing new feature called Power Trends. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model is consistently won and has a huge ROI. Think a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. And look, power trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets, baby. So download the Rhythm app, check out power trends, and start betting smarter. You know damn well we will be. Also, get your free 7-day trial period. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to MyBookie.ag. But when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply, of course. That's MyBookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. All right. We are back. Navy football. We both got them 3-0 undefeated. I can just picture Navy Memorial Stadium rocking. And now, I love this part of the season because they come out of the bye and they're taking on a fellow triple option team, the Rice Owls. The series goes back to 1951. I love what Rice is doing. Hiring Scotty Abel to come in and run the triple. I think they're the most interesting team in college football this year. However, we've already previewed Rice. Go listen to it. It's one of my favorite previews that we did. We already picked this game.
I called for the upset, but I didn't realize Navy had a damn bye week. Shit. I'm Benedicting.
I took Navy. You gonna Benedict this one?
Navy ain't gonna lose the Rice off a bye week with all that experience.
We do have a word from Moneyline Mac.
I think tide turning. As I remember, I was raised in the desert, but tides kind of turn. It's easy to see a tide turn. Did I say those words?
Yeah, did you say those words? Because I got them 4-0. Now you got them 4-0.
There we go.
The tide has turned. Cut back Rice, one win. I love the fact this is like I'm watching football when I started growing up. Option game. Oh, now what's the next opponent? Triple option. Troy Calhoun, commander in chief at stake here. The series goes back to 1960. This is the one though.
Road team's been successful in this game recently.
This is and I might go to this game. This is a dangerous one to me. This is the one because Calhoun's team's growing up in front of our eyes. You saw them the way they close out the season. I'll still take Navy. It's in Annapolis, but this is like, to me, this is a 17-14 game. I'm kind of high on Air Force this year, so I do think this is a game. What are you doing here?
Give me Navy in a barn burner with all that experience. But I mean, Air Force got a lot of experience too. I think a home team finally wins in this series.
So that puts us at 5-0. And then they get another new coach early on in his tenure. If anything, I made a note of that. I'll get to it in a second, but this series goes back to 1988. Casey Keeler's a really good coach. But they play at the Link, which makes me think this might be a Navy crowd. Navy fans will be there. I don't think any Temple fans will be there. Some Navy fans, I think, might show up to this, but especially if they're 5-0. I got Navy winning, man. 6-0.
They too much. Yeah, they do play a lot of first-year head coaches. But that was the whole AAC preview that we did.
But here's the thing, though, dude, and let me just get to my point here. There's a second bye week after this. Then they play FAU, right? So FAU is the last game in October, right? They play 4 first-year head coaches, which is one you want to play. What do I always say on the show? You want to play first-year head coaches September, October. They get all the new head coaches on the schedule in September and October. So the air raid's coming in. What is this? October like 28th or some shit? What is this day? They're going to destroy him, dude. Have fun in that Annapolis wins. Trying to throw the ball 70 times a game, right? Dude, 7-0. Fucking, you sink my battleship. Let's go.
Win. And then I can't wait to talk about the next one.
I actually think so. Hold on. Right now, though, what's the hardest game? Air Force.
Air Force. I mean, at Temple, I guess maybe.
I think Temple is sneaky too, just because Keeler's played and he's played the option a bunch in his career.
Bye? Do any of these teams have a bye to at least give you an extra week to prepare? No, Temple doesn't have a bye.
Temple could get him, but I think Air Force or Temple's the hardest opponent. So we got them undefeated. Guess what? They had to Denton, Texas to take on another air raid team. Have fun. They're gonna fuck them up too, dude. They're gonna score it's 49 to
Army and Navy 21. These fucking Texas schools. Patty C's fucking formula. He's absolutely right. They fuck these teams up.
Oh, go look at the box scores of Texas air raid teams against Army and Navy. It's one of my favorite things. It's just they fuck these teams up. What does that put us at? 7-0?
8-0 headed to. Here we go.
Yeah, Cannabis Capper saying the Air Force game's the toughest one. Yeah, the Air Force one could rain on the parade. Then they head to South Bend, Indiana, a series that goes back to 1927. Hey, Notre Dame, why don't you stop being pussies and finally play in Annapolis one year? Yeah, you've been playing 100 years. You never played in Annapolis? Cowards. Unfortunately, Notre Dame, unfortunately, honestly, Navy has fucked with Notre Dame in the past 25 years. But this version of Notre Dame, they're very good on. It's almost like they learned how to beat Navy and Air Force because they were beating them. They're so good on the line of scrimmage right now. When they were playing pussy ball with Charlie Weiss or early into Brian Kelly's career, his first couple of years, these games were dicey. These were dicey games. But right now, they kind of have, I think, the blueprint on how to fuck these teams up. So I will take them to lose their first game, especially if they're coming in ranked. So I would love for Navy to win this game. And they lost to Northern Illinois and Marshall the past couple of years. Why not?
Kind of feels like deja vu last year when they came in and just got fucking drilled. Navy or Notre Dame. It's a bad matchup. They, like you said, they beat them in where'd they beat them? Jacksonville in 2016, and then they beat them a couple times. They beat them in South Bend in 2009.
Oh, I know. Air Force got him sometimes too, man.
Navy,
Air Force got him.
Paul
a few
Johnson
times,
beat him twice, back to back in South Bend.
That's what I'm saying. They were playing pussy ball though. It was like Charlie Weiss coming in from the NFL, thinking some type of hot shot. I know Brady. I got Brady on speed dial. Yeah. Okay. Well, so there's triple options on speed dial with your fat ass. All right, let's go. I would love for Navy to win the game. They're not.
They can't.
They're not though. All right. So what? 8-1. 8-1. Then Alex gonna go to the Go Lesh, and South Florida come to town.
Mid-November Florida team, Navy.
I am all over Navy. Revenge spot. Now this one could get dicey. South Florida does have some athletes that I think but I think they don't want to come up to Annapolis. Nope. It'd be cold as shit. 9-1. 9-1. They're playing for the college football playoffs right now. If they're 9-1, Mac.
Belichick.
Then another bye week. Shout out to Belichick. Great photo of Belichick rocking the Roger Staubach Navy helmet. Then we jump over and they head to one of my favorite stadiums, Liberty Bowl, to take on Memphis. Oh man,
They own Memphis, right?
well, here's the thing. Under Niumatalolo, they really fucked with Memphis. Then they kind of lost their MO a little bit. And Memphis won like 3 or 4 in a row.
They got
didn't they get them last year? I think they clipped Memphis last year.
This is Thanksgiving night.
Oh, this is fantastic. I've always said, by the way, now that we're talking about this, they should play Air Force. So Navy and Army should rotate playing Air Force every Thanksgiving morning, in my opinion. I know we're getting sidetracked, but I'm just saying. And I wouldn't mind it if the opposing game, so hear me out, hypothetically, and we'll get to this Memphis game. If Air Force and Navy played this year on Thanksgiving, I would put Army and Air Force, because they should all play every year. Army Air Force on Veterans Day. Like, was that November 10th or something, right? You put that on Monday night, fuck the NFL. Put that shit on Monday night, Veterans Day. You get that, then you get this on Thanksgiving, and then you get Army Navy right before Christmas. God damn it, I should be involved with the space program. Now back to, you like my idea, by the way? Yeah, and I'm also going to sign me up for Navy beating Memphis.
I think so too.
Memphis is replacing a lot. I know they got money, and that's the only thing that scares me is Memphis can get some D linemen that can actually really pose a problem to these midshipmen. But I think, Silverfish lost everybody. He lost a lot from last year. Hennigan's gone. I think it's a game. I think this is a scary game for Navy, but give me the midshipmen to get this.
This is probably first spot in the
28-25.
conference title.
You could very well be.
Navy in their
Could
experience.
very well be.
10-1.
Damn, we got him sitting there 10-1, and then what could go wrong? Baltimore, Maryland. I'm trying to go to this game. We should go to this game, man.
They would play in the conference championship the week before. If they're 10-1,
that's true. So they're playing at East Carolina.
It could be deja vu where they win the conference title, then they got to play.
Oh, I'll tell you this. I pay attention ever since Monken got Army out of the slums. I'm going Army money line this year. Now I will say Army could be in the AAC championship. You gotta wait and see what happens. You gotta wait and see what happens, because if Navy's playing for the AAC championship, if they hoist a trophy, what if we get Army Navy back to back?
I thought we were going to get it this last year, but Navy just came up a little bit short.
Yeah. Taking it for what it is right now, because remember, Tulane, UTSA, Memphis, ECU, all could have something to say about this. South Florida even too. I'm going to take Army though. And I know Navy fans are going to fucking shit on me here, but I just think I was all over you guys last year. Money line, great play. I'm still thankful for that. I watched the game earlier today in here. I'm taking Army in a revenge spot though.
Oh, I'm taking Army. It is the revenge. Monken has not lost back-to-back against Navy since 2014 and 2015. Yeah.
When he was building that thing. And this is the best rivalry in college football. Fight me. All right. All these Ohio State, Michigan fans, this Iron Bowl shit. In my opinion, it's this or the Red River Shootout. Then you go Ohio State, Michigan, or Alabama, Auburn. But this game is awesome. I love this game. And taking Army. So I got them 10-2.
10-2.
And folks, you should know that if you do bet this, the AAC championship game does not reflect. So if Navy was to beat Tulane in the AAC championship, that does not count for the win total. But speaking of the win total, it is 8.5. Plus 380 to win the AAC. Plus 800 to make the CFP. We should talk about this for a second, Mac. You know, they before they would play Army, they would get selected for the CFP. So, like, let's say they did go 10-2, like we talked about, and they beat. Let's say they beat Tulane in Annapolis, which I don't think is that far-fetched. If that did happen, they would go to the college football playoffs. They'd still play the Army-Navy game, but then they would play 2 weeks later in the college football playoff. So it might not be that crazy of a play especially if you're a midshipman fan. Plus 800. I mean, the schedule's light. You avoid UTSA. You avoid Tulane. You avoid ECU. You kind of miss the bowl teams from the conference a year ago. For the most part, I know there's a couple.
They're going to need Boise to stumble a little bit because.
Well, I think San Jose could clip Boise.
I think it being that short kind of reflects that the Mountain West is wide open compared to last year, where Army was like 8-0 and they still were like 7 plus 7,000, and it was like, what the hell? And then you realize because Boise had that spot locked up.
Yeah. I'm all over the over here. I still think that's probably the best bet because you never know where you'll be hosting. You know what I mean? Like if they go 10-2, but then I guess one of those losses would be Notre Dame. So you'd only have one conference loss. Still,
I might take it.
You wouldn't even have that. I actually think that is probably the play because that Army game would be after.
We had them winning every single game they would host.
Yeah.
We have them having the exact same season that Army had last year. Win all your games, lose to Notre Dame, win the conference, and lose the Army-Navy game. 11-2.
I think you sprinkle the plus 380 for the AAC championship. Let's go. Just don't lose the VMI.
And it's not a conference loss.
That's true. I'm just saying. It's going to be a hilarious look. We're both on the over. Just like that. Look at that schedule. I mean, how many teams even were bowl teams last year?
Army.
Air Force wasn't. It was just Army, Memphis, Notre Dame, and South Florida, right? I think South Florida went 6-6, right?
Did North Texas win 6?
No, but they went to a bowl, I think, because they might have got 6, actually. I thought someone got some love because Marshall
played Army and got boat raced.
I mean, that's a weak ass schedule, though. I mean, Air Force, I do expect to be a bowl team. Those others, maybe Temple. Casey Keeler is such a good coach that it wouldn't shock me if they made a bowl. But I don't expect FAU or North Texas. But then again, they play each other so much. Someone's got to collect these wins. They could be bowl teams. Cannabis Capper asking if there's a make the AAC championship. Not on DK, but you shop around. Lock it up. Give me the over 8.5 wins. I like that schedule. You locking this or you just?
I can't see them going lower than 9-3. Schedule's too good.
Yeah, and dude, we got to go to that game in Baltimore, the Army-Navy game. M&T. Let's go, folks. That's our show. Love Navy football. I'm a big fan because I'm gonna place a bunch of money on you guys to get it done. Drew Cronic, right? He came in with that Cronic offense. That's going to be the difference. Year 2, they're going to feel more familiar with that offense. The schedule is unbelievably fortunate. I mean, here's what's hilarious, Mac. New coach at Tulsa, new coach at Rice, new coach at Temple, new coach at FAU before November. Then let me add in this. They're facing Trent Dilfer, who's likely to be fired. They are facing Eric Morris at North Texas, likely to be fired. And who knows with Silverfish? He could get fired at Memphis. I mean, you're facing the schedule is nice. So let's go. We're both on the midshipman over. Lock it up. Sprinkle that AAC championship because that's what's great about the AAC too is they play that shit on campus the way all college football games should be. All right. So they might even be hosting. That place will be rocking. All right. Hell yeah. Let's go. All right. Look, you're probably wondering what do we got tomorrow because we're doing 136 previews and we're already like 15, 16 in. Well, tomorrow is Kentucky, the Wildcats, and Oklahoma State, the Cowboys in the Big 12. So buckle up. All right. Yeah. Check out the college basketball experience. Check out the college baseball experience. How about the road to Omaha right now? Murray State doing things. Dream season. Also check out the FCS college football experience for more on VMI and everyone else. So till next time, folks, this is the college football experience. Make sure you give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline Mac. I'm sorry, at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at DColbyD. The college football experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Yeah, youtube.com/the college experience. All right. We're just getting started. Tell a friend, and don't forget to peep the slideshow after this. All right. We honor the history of Navy football and every football team in America with college football. This is the college football experience. You sank my battleship style. You better start thinking about yours. And we are somewhat out of here if I could find the damn outro music. Here, how about this?
Cellies off, so
how
I
about
can't
those
be
helmets?
found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. They say the Lord watches over my sins, over my head, watching hair as it thins. Over the ledge, it ain't letting me in. There's still regiments and relevance to letting me win. Win, win, lose or draw. You ain't prepared unless you are ready to lose it all. Losing a brawl? Yeah, that's a brighter day. Good friends know my Nina Hideaway. They came and went, but the riders stay. So it's like I won the lottery and can't be found until I resurface with the latest purchase. 33 and a third and 45 circles. You ain't got that shit. And I ain't 45 king. But on the beats, I've been doing my thing. I start the program and the doorbell ring. I gotta leave town to a place I can't be found. My cellies off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. American dreams, lessons, and still they work. I guess the sand on the beach still was really dirt. Now I'm going home, flying over Rome at 30,000 feet. Like, damn, is that really Earth? I see the killers work on walls, familiar turf. Got a little school in graph, 101 was first. Got a little school in math, didn't really work. But put the numbers on the block and I make them hurt. Any block is my stomping ground where my people lay low so they can't be found. They don't wanna be, ain't from the crew, but I'm honorary. Liquid, solar sad, psycho harmony. Type of armory that's more than a shield. Type of armory's DeLorean steel. Type of warrior's ill. So true to my sound, but dig deep so it can't be found. My cellies off so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down.
It's the revenge of our stealth, the intelligence plane. Bomber, a manifestation of karma. The far left, low keys, let it be. Listen, whispering words of wisdom. Ghost dog breathe in the shadow of leaves. Same darkness hides scribbling those crooks and thieves. Special forces, black ops. Bad brains, fishbone, black rock. Matter of fact, Chuck Berry and James Brown. But most of the true story can't be found. Unchained melodies inscribed to freestyle. I rock raw mosaics more potent with each style. Crack the system more open with each file. Upgrades and free hotels with these miles. Expansion team dilated peoples in town. If there's a better sound in it,
can't be found. My cellies off so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down.
To the name Beacons, and he'll tell you about it now.
Well, I had a vision when I was 12. I saw a man on a flaming pie, and he said, "Your Beatles with an A," and we are.
I don't think anyone didn't want to stop talking.